Well, I don't think it ever hurts to ask people. You know, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I've found it to be a real advantage to go talk to people about what it is that you want to do and ask them, and it helps a lot. Ask teachers about what they think ought to be done in education. Ask parents about what they think ought to be done in education. Ask business leaders about what they think needs to be done to attract the kind of jobs that we want in Texas. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what the purpose of the exploratory committee is. I don't have all the answers, but I have a lot of the questions, and I think the answers to those questions that are provided by Texans would help me be both a viable candidate and a good governor if the people allowed me to serve. That's one of the questions that I just don't understand. Here is a situation in which the money is going to be out there, and Texans are going to have to cover the check. And that's what it is right now. It's a check that's going to have to be covered. We're going to have to cover the check. Why would we not get to use the money? That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me to have a situation in which children are not getting the health care money that is available to them at the federal level. We're leaving $1 billion on the table, almost $1 billion on the table, because somebody wants to argue that they are more conservative than another person in a Republican primary. That makes no sense to me. And those are some of the things that I think we have to answer as we go forward. Government needs to work. I don't want the government to be bigger. I want the government to be better. And I don't think it is working right now, and I think somebody needs to talk about that. I don't know the details and all the arguments and that. It just doesn't make sense to me that we have available to our children in Texas almost $1 billion, and we don't take that money for ideological reasons. I had asthma as a child. I've had asthma attacks, and they scare you to death. And I think about children that are having those kind of asthma attacks that are not getting any medical care. That makes no sense to me, because the only thing that occurs to me is the reason they're not getting it is because somebody wants to be more right-wing in a Republican primary than somebody else. That's not good. And I don't think that is something that most Texans would think is fair or right. But there's been no candidate to lay that out to Texans. And those are the kind of things that I want to talk about and the kind of things that I think will resonate with voters. But we'll see. That's what elections are about.